Ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner, Directors, Ambassadors, dear Virginia. First of all, I would like to thank you, Virginia, and the staff of the European Institute for Gender Equality for organizing this international seminar today. I am sure that it will be a stepping stone on the way to the full establishment of the Institute. Then, I would like to thank Commissioner Reding for taking the time to be here with us today on this important day for the Institute, and I can say the Institute is proud of feeling that we have the support and the sympathy of you, and that is very important for the future of the Institute. Thank you very much. I, as chair of EIGE's management board, and also as head of the Department for Gender Equality within the German government, warmly welcome the new Commissioner's strategy for gender equality. The 5 identified priority areas also, in my view, are the fields of action that need our special attention if we really want to go forward on the way to de facto gender equality. The European Institute for Gender Equality is committed to promote the implementation of the strategy. In the strategy's working paper itself, the role of the Institute is described in relation to the founding regulation. The Institute should provide support to the development and update of indicators in the critical areas of Beijing Platform for Action. The Institute set up a documentation center, provide support to the development of mainstreaming tools and methods, develop a gender equality index, establish a virtual European network on gender equality. All this is to be read in the European strategy. 2011 will be the first year that the Institute will begin with a complete crew, and the first year that efforts can be mainly devoted to the operational tasks. 2011 will be a crucial year to develop a molded self-understanding of the Institute and to develop its role in cooperation with the important actors. Ladies and gentlemen, documentation, analyzing, giving impetus. These are the 3 steps that EIGE will do not only in 2011 to become an engine for sustainable progress in the field for gender equality politics. The Institute's work program for 2011 that will be adopted in a short while sets a good framework for concentrating the resources on these priority tasks that are necessary to fulfill the Institute's commitments to the implementation of the Commission's strategy and to support the Commission and the Member States in their gender equality work. Concentration is necessary because a small institute can only be strong with a clear concept of what has to be done, what can be done, and within a network of cooperating actors. With roughly 30 people, EIGE is the smallest of the European agencies, but at the same time, one of those on which a lot of expectation lie, and we need to face it. It is acting in the field of gender equality that typically deals with a broad range of topics. Therefore, in the coming year, it will be a big challenge for the Institute to establish the relationships and bonds that are important to EIGE's work, but to be careful, not to be paralyzed by trying to hold 100 threads at the same time. It is important to deal with the main questions of gender equality, but not to be overwhelmed by all the ideas about what EIGE could do. EIGE was founded to be a platform for gathering, analyzing, and distributing sound and reliable information. The Commissioner has told us this main concern again. So, the collection and documentation of data and good practices is the first step to become such a platform. Therefore, the main task in 2011 will to be built up a sound data and knowledge base. For the young team, that means, firstly, the building up of a good overview over the existing data resources on gender equality in Europe and the cooperation with Eurostat and statistical bureaus to open and broaden the data collection for the purposes of the Institute. Secondly, the collection of the existing material that was produced by the equality policies in Europe and in the member states during the last years. All data and material collected will be organized and systematically made available within the documentation center of the Institute. And I'm convinced that such a documentation center that makes the material of campaigns, strategies, and action plans available not only virtually, but also physically, is a big chance for all those, let's say, practitioners as well as theoreticals and researchers to, it's a big chance my spectacles, to learn. It's a big chance to learn from concrete experiences within Europe. So this is the first thing, building up a documentation center, but then analyzing. The second step after the collection and documentation of data and material on gender equality politics is the analyze. And analyzing figures and data in the field of gender policy has a program. The Institute will make suggestions on how to complement and improve the Beijing indicators. That means how to complement and improve indicators in the fields of action described in the platform of the 4th International Women's Conference in 1995. Women in the economy, women and poverty, gender-based violence, women in media are some of these areas, and we all know that it is not easy to decide upon the key indicators in these fields. On the basis of vital and convincing Beijing indicators, the next step of the profound analysis of figures and data will be the development of a gender equality index. Analyzing the collected material from the member states on gender mainstreaming policies means identifying best practices, not on an abstract level, but in a precise correlation between the point of departure and the promising methods, tools, and strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, learning from each other in the field of gender equality is not trivial. You need to look on the cultural and historical circumstances to understand under which terms and conditions so-called best practices could be successful. For EIGE, this analysis is an important part of its job and can only be done on the basis of good collection and documentation of gender policy material from the member states. Documentation and analysis are the preconditions to make EIGE to an institute that very soon will be able to give real support and Impetus to European gender equality policy. For building up a data and knowledge-based EIGE will, of course, need and seek support from those institutions that already have been active in data collecting and processing for a longer while within Europe. Also, support will be given from those that have been active in gender equality policy making during the last years. Therefore, I'm very, very glad that a big part of this day is devoted to the discussion of opportunities for cooperation and synergies with the statistical offices and institutions, with the members of national gender equality institutes, and, of course, with the other EU agencies which are sitting here, the three men with us three women. It's really interesting to see it from here. I warmly welcome the agreement on cooperation that are going to be signed a little later this day, and I want to say a big thank you to all those who made these agreements possible. With the work program for 2011 and the cooperation agreement signed today, important steps are made on the way for EIGE to become the European Competence Center on Gender Equality within the European Union. Another great step, the Commissioner said it also, for the establishment and visibility of EIGE will be made this morning with the presentation of the new and positive logo that shows how men and women in Europe reach the stars. I think based on a fair and equal partnership. I feel that is really the best logo EIGE can have. I want to take the occasion to especially welcome the winner of EIGE's logo competition, who is here with us today and going to be awarded in a little while. So I do not want to put things on hold any longer. To finish, I want to stress that the management board and my deputy chair is here with me. I want to stress that the management board will continue to give EIGE any support needed from its side also in the coming year. I wish all a fruitful seminar and a pleasant day.